This is a historic morning at Brigham Young University. It's not only a crisp fall day, but there's a definite buzz and excitement on campus. Later this morning, the university will be announcing the awarding of the largest gift in the school's 127-year history. The gift, totaling $313.8 million, is being given by PACE, a corporate education partnership of General Motors, Sun Microsystems, Electronic Data Systems, and software maker UGS. Representatives from the respective companies are being hosted today by BYU. For these guests, it is a day of acknowledgement from the university and of interchange between themselves, faculty, students, and alumni. The day will be packed with events, demonstrations, media announcements, and opportunities for the exchange of information. It's also a way for the university to express gratitude for the gift. In a few minutes, the official announcement will be made to media, church, university, PACE, and government officials gathered in the Wilkinson Center on BYU's campus.
On this historic occasion, Brigham Young University will officially become one of a handful of prestigious PACE institutions worldwide. What this means to BYU and our students will become more evident as we proceed with the ceremonies and the events of today. But let me say this, what happens today here will benefit students from every college at BYU.
On behalf of Brigham Young University, we are very pleased to enter the PACE partnership, which holds great promise for the faculty and students of this university. The gift is the result of BYU's collaborative relationships with major industrial and high technology companies over a number of years. Why BYU? That question was asked Associate Dean David Anthony yesterday a number of times for the news media. When he was telling me that question had come to him, I quickly said, I hope you told him it's because of the extraordinary faculty and students at BYU. He assured me that that was part of his answer. But he also explained that a number of events have coalesced at the university during the last few years, which has advanced BYU's capacities as a premier institution of higher education. The first is a number of curriculum shifts, which integrated engineering with technology and design in a special way. Another important step taken by the university within the last 3 years is a move to mentored student learning, where every undergraduate during their junior and/or senior year are expected to participate in a major research project with faculty and other students, often as teams. BYU undergraduates now have a graduate experience before they leave.
It's really a pleasure for me to be here, and certainly on behalf of General Motors and all of us who have flown out here today to be part of this wonderful event. I mean, there's such a sense of an occasion here this morning. Now, the sense of occasion is about celebrating. You know, we're here to celebrate, and it's about celebrating about collaborations. Now, as I'm sure everyone here knows today, it was a collaboration really that brought General Motors and EDS and Microsystems together to form PACE, the Partnership for Advanced Computer-Aided Design, Engineering, and Manufacturing Education. Now, the reason we're here today is to demonstrate what is possible when business and academia work together towards a shared vision of the future. There's a number up here now, and you know, I want to read the whole number because I've never had an opportunity to read out a number this big. It's $313,884,754. Big number, big response. This is the largest single PACE contribution to date. And again, I think it's just marvelous that we're here at Brigham Young to make this presentation. Now, this important gift represents obviously an investment in all of our futures, and it acknowledges BYU's commitment to solid modeling and parametric applications focused on the industry's digital requirements. Now, what's really important today, certainly from a design perspective, is that this is the first time that PACE has awarded a grant to a school that includes creative design as well as engineering. So that's why I have, it's such a pleasure for me to be here today. This is the first time that that's happened. So again, that's a very significant event that's taking place today.
Frankly, if there's only one thing that I can walk away with and leave an impression with this group of people today, it would be to ask you to judge our company, our organization, by the company we keep, by the universities we represent, by the technologies and the sponsorships we get from the PACE partners and the executives from GM, EDS, Sun Microsystems, the Alliance partners, et cetera. Because I'm telling you, we benchmark and we can prove it. There is no other organization in the world by any company that matches what PACE brings to the university, the dedication to education, and the contributions we make. And it's my pleasure to be associated with such a quality organization.
You've heard the collaboration word and partnership word a lot today, and I do want to comment about that because that's what's so exciting about our involvement in this relationship and this project and with BYU. Increasingly, as you've heard in the previous presentations, it's the collaboration that happens not only between people of diverse cultures and backgrounds, but diverse disciplines that come together. And that's where innovation can really happen. And I love the metaphor that just because I can use a spreadsheet doesn't mean I'm an accountant.
It is my pleasure to express appreciation on behalf of the church, which sponsors this institution, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, and myself as a representative of someone who loves Brigham Young University and all it means. This gift is remarkable in its effect that it will have in the lives of young people. President Bateman has already mentioned that the university has a strategy of tremendous importance, and that is to allow undergraduates experiences with faculty members in small groups where they are mentored and given the chance to go to the edges of the professional skills of that teacher. This gift will allow many, many more young people to have that remarkable experience. I would like, if I might, on behalf of the students, to say thank you, because for them and those who will follow them, their experiences will be enriched in a way that will enrich then others for generations.
We're not going to do something unique. We're going to sign the agreement in a special way. I was worried you might void it, so I didn't touch it.
An important part of the celebration activities is a tour of the Crabtree Technology Center, where the visitors will see displays of the students' and alumni's work, as well as the facilities the students are currently using.
Let's remove it. We built a flat end mill that's cutting an extremely beautiful curved surface.
The huge difference that that wild or what?
We realize that it is a campus, or it is a university that delivers a caliber of student and a caliber of academic talent or intellectual talent that understands the design process from its initial creativity all the way through the design and through the manufacturability. And I guess, you know, you could keep going. That is kind of the technical draw when you talk about it. But early on as well, you realize that the students that come from this university, at least in a grand scheme of things, if you look at some of the other universities that we work with, the students that come from here somewhat have a lock on the maturity quotient. And I think that's part of the background of the school and part of the background of the ethical approach to education that you have here.
I think the unique thing that BYU brings to the PACE partnership is a very strong industrial design program. John Marshall has been working with General Motors for 25 plus years. The students going through the transportation program, which is just one area of emphasis inside of industrial design, have a very strong background and training in sketching, rendering, in computer modeling, and I think that that is one of the real strengths that BYU brings. In addition to that, the mechanical engineering program has been using computer-aided tools, computer-aided design tools, computer-aided engineering, and computer-aided manufacturing tools dating all the way back to the mid-1970s. We not only teach students how to create models in these computer tools in an interactive way, but we also teach them how to reprogram these computer tools, writing C and C++ programs to extend or modify the capabilities that are found within these computer tools. So both the strength inside of industrial design in modeling and rendering, plus the strength in mechanical engineering for using these commercial tools and extending the commercial tools, I think brings a very unique aspect to the PACE program that is not found at other universities that they have thus far allowed into the PACE partnership.
As far as my knowledge, working with engineers in a day-to-day basis is not found anywhere else at any other university.
One of the interesting things about my job is I get to go to every university practically in the country, and so you do get to see a lot of the different personalities. And one thing that struck me today, and how I would talk to my family and friends, is that I really witnessed a power that is here at this university, the power that is with your church affiliation, with the whole community that's here. To have thousands of students show up in an event like this is really quite remarkable. And I think that there's a passion and a combination, a shared vision for the future that I don't get to see in a lot of universities.
One of the real value points beyond the talent of these graduates that have come out of this school is that in this day and age, with the challenge of personal integrity and leadership being in question in many industries across the country, that's one of the things that's not in question here, that the people who come out of this institution, they have great integrity.
BYU is still not a real well-known entity in my industry. There are about 180 designers at GM in total, and 10 of them, including myself, are from BYU. People are still surprised when I tell them I graduated from BYU, and they still for the most part, don't understand that BYU is a player in the automotive industry when it comes to auto design. But without exception, the people that we have there, as people get to know them, get to know us as BYU grads and work with us, we kind of, as a whole, have a reputation for being people that are easy to work with, very mature people that bring a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of commitment to the job.
As far as we know, we're the only college of engineering in the United States, maybe the world, that offers a fine arts degree from the College of Engineering. But what it really signals is that our students are learning how and do use both sides of the brain, because there's a very much need for the artistic side, the creative side. But that creative side won't take them anywhere if they don't understand how to actualize the technologies, the tools and stuff that will allow that product to be actualized.
One of the significant aspects of this is not just the gift in kind that's coming to us, which are enormously creative software packages that allow our students to go to the frontier and do work. But it's a relationship that's being established between us and these corporate partners that in turn in the future will give students an opportunity for very good jobs. So as you look down the road, it'll create opportunities for faculty in terms of research. It'll create opportunities for students in terms of mentored projects. It'll create opportunities for them in terms of job and internships.
The purpose of the university really is in the lives of the students, particularly the undergraduates. And that's been true for a long time. And so this has tremendous significance for enriching their educational experience across all the disciplines. Although we've heard a good deal about engineering and automobiles today, these tools of giving the capacity to visualize things, to design, will cut across, as you'd imagine, clear from the religious studies to art to history to the engineering as well. So the potential to enrich students' lives is the real value here.
It's our expectation that really in two areas, one being application-based and developing improved applications of the tools, that you have students who say are more apt to experiment, more apt to see if I can flow from this software to this software, and oh, what's the problem here, and they fix and write some kind of a subroutine in between it. They're more apt to do that than maybe happens in the workplace, because we have to worry a little bit more about relationships between dealing with this supplier and this supplier. A student, hey, it's all open, here's all the softwares, you can work it, they give you all the code, go after it, and they tend to dig into that. So I think there are going to be some short-term, definite gains for us as the output of those kinds of projects.
I think knowing where the design program has come, the car design program at BYU, and me being an executive at General Motors now and being a part of the recruiting process of, number one, sponsoring projects at BYU for students, being a part of the recruiting, and actually having these students coming and working for me in my studios, the school is continually going forward. The students are coming out better educated with more talent. They're far more prepared now when they leave the transportation design program than they were when I graduated, which is really encouraging. Actually kind of scary, to be honest.
The gift is such a magnitude, but what it means to the boys and girls of this university and what they're going to be able to leave here with is, I mean, they're going to be on the forefront. They're going to be more educated. They're going to be more in demand. It's going to be, they're going to be better equipped. And that's why the reason I put the computer in was to extend the talents of our boys and girls up here.
But I think there are very few colleges on this campus that don't turn out a student that couldn't find an opportunity for employment at one of these three companies somehow.
That it's just going to put our engineering program on the map. There's just no two ways about it. It will be absolutely significant. But it also has allowed every other college on this campus access to software math data possibilities in ways they've never dreamed of using it. So we're in the minds and imagination of those who work within the different departments on campus can find a way to apply their particular unique approach to life. Using this software, we can see great possibilities within the framework of the university. We really can.
Well, on an internship this summer, I had the opportunity of working for a large corporation that used many of these engineering tools that the PACE companies have donated to BYU. And so I know that these large corporations use them. Having this software here at BYU is a great resource for the students here. It prepares them that much more to be effective engineers, because these computer tools are really the way of the future in engineering. Just as computers have advanced so rapidly over the past couple of decades, so engineering is going that road. For me personally, it means a couple of things. One, it means excitement, because I get to play around with cool software. Some of the things that we do and create, some of the analyses that we perform, just do amazing things and produce really neat pictures, such as the one on the screen behind me that you can see. It also means that I personally am better prepared to be a contributing engineer in society.
And of course, once you come to BYU and be around the boys and girls on this campus and the faculty, you sort of get sold. And I felt I had no idea putting the supercomputer in. I knew it was going to be a tool to help a lot of boys and girls. I had no idea how broad it was going to be. Because, you know, everybody in the church is saying, well, what do we need a supercomputer for? Well, if you don't have one, you don't know. This supercomputer here has put us in the big league. President Bateman yesterday said we're in the top 5 in universities in the country in compute power. But the other 4 universities are all government-funded computers. My promise to the engineering department and to the professors I did with, I says, I'm giving you a challenge. Use up the computer and I'll buy you more. Use it up and I'll buy you more. And that's happened 5 times now. And it looks like we're going to be buying. We're upgrading all the time, because as the boys and girls and people, I have professors come up to me and just shake my hand. They says, we're doing work in 2 or 3 days that used to take us months to do. Thank you.
I honestly think if it wasn't for the generosity of Ira in helping us get that supercomputer, helping us get the interactive reality auditorium, I honestly am convinced if it wasn't for that passion of his, that dream of his, that we wouldn't have an opportunity to be part of PACE, because our experience wouldn't be enough different from other schools and other universities, and I'm convinced it wouldn't have come.
I'm not sure how one expresses thanks for literally millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Recognizing that that's really just the tip of the iceberg. This donation that's coming to the university is more than just a one-time, one-day, single event. They have extended a partnership to us. And so for the weeks and months and years to come, that we will be exchanging or collaborating with these companies, that we will be participating in helping them to advance their methods and technologies and capability. How to say thanks to the impact that they will have on students' lives, how to say thanks to for the impact that they'll have on faculty members' lives. I'm not sure how you do that with words.
Well, I mean, it's difficult to really just say thank you and have that mean everything. It's hard to put words on it. I think that if I were to say thank you, I'd have to say thank you for years to come. All the students that I know will absolutely benefit from this. I don't see an end to the benefit from this donation. It's really a wonderful thing.
I think the best way to describe our appreciation is that our focus is on young people and their lives. And these gifts that have come, will make a difference for them, perhaps more so because of the strategy of the university, which is to develop mentoring situations for students so that faculty are working with students.
Elaine Chapman Moore, director of PACE, has said that this is not a one-time gift to BYU. This is the beginning of the relationship, the $313 million plus that they've given us in software, and anything else that we happen to need along the way to get the job done, if we have a proposal in hand, they'll put it forward within the framework of PACE to get. And now that we are PACE and have that opportunity, that's something we never had before in the history of the school, as a matter of fact, or the university for that matter.
I think I've used this term in the past in our relationship with Brigham Young, is that, at least from a General Motors standpoint, it's kind of a diamond in the rough. We really didn't know it was here to the extent that it is. And then as we experience more, as they now have the ability to work with similar tools and capabilities and hardwares and so on, it would be our expectation that you'd start to see increases in projects. You start to see increases in intern relationships between the institution and General Motors as we move forward. And then who knows where that goes. We've looked at a number of top key institutions, and I think it says a lot for Brigham Young, not only the amount of money because of the magnitude of what we're doing here, but also that they're now in the company of some of the major institutions in the world. Having said all of that, it's just a first step.
There is so much so much opportunity yet for this program here at BYU. I think the future is limitless. I really can see the day where BYU is recognized as one of the top design schools in not just the country, but in the world. If the focus stays there and if the commitment is there from the students and the faculty, I see no reason that won't happen.
If General Motors comes up here and makes a statement like this, what's every other corporation going to do? If I was in another corporation and I wanted boys and girls to work in my businesses, I'd say, well, I'm not going to let General Motors hog all these students from BYU. If they're that great and they made that kind of an investment, we're going to go up there and see if we can get some of them.
I think that the opportunities that PACE brings to students at BYU, I'm not sure we'll understand it for 5 or 10 years. All the conversations that I've had with Sun Microsystems, with EDS, General Motors, is that this is really the starting point of a large, ongoing opportunity.
Stop the wagon. We must arouse him now. But his fever, he's still sick. Only he will know. Brigham, Brother Brigham.
Brother Hyde, yes. What is it? This is the right place. Drive on.
Wagons!